So record, what is record? A record is a horizontal entity. See here, this is a horizontal entity record. Field or column, they are vertical entities. So under the customer name, whatever the names stored one by one, they are called fields or columns. So we can say simply that fields and columns, they are vertical entries, and records, they are called horizontal entries in a database. Okay, in a table. So a column is a vertical entity in a table. Okay, so a database may have many tables. A database may have many tables. Every table having a vertical entity, and vertical entities are called columns, otherwise fields, and horizontal entity. Okay, horizontal entity is called a record, otherwise row. Okay, next, syntax. Let us try to understand what is the SQL syntax. So SQL syntax, so whatever the actions are what? Suppose if you want to insert a record, delete a record. So if you want to delete this record, so that is called deletion of a record, deleting of a record. It is an action. If you want to insert in between 1 and 2, if you want to insert a record, that is called insertion. So that is an action. Deletion is an action. And if you want to insert a field in between customer name and contact name, okay, here you want to insert age of every customer name. Age, you want to insert a age of all the customer name. So you need to insert a vertical entity here. Vertical means a column. So these actions, all that actions we want to perform on a database. As I told you, every database has many tables. Here one table I have briefed. This table has 91 records. So I want to do some actions over this data. So all the actions we want to perform over a database, they can be done with the SQL statement. SQL statement, it looks like an instruction, like in our whatever we have studied in Python, Java. In Python, Java, I told you every line is a statement, otherwise the instruction. Here these are called statements. Simply every statement will be terminated with the semicolon. So this is the SQL statement. Okay, SQL statement consists of keywords. These are called select, from, which are in blue color, they are called keywords. Okay, so by these every SQL statement which is having some keywords. Okay, so by this statement we can perform different actions over a database. Okay, so now this statement, the following statement, it returns all the records from a table named customers. What is our table name? Customer is a table. That customer table, I want to get. Star means all the data, all the records, from customer table. The table is created in a database. So from that customer table, I want to get all the. Star means select star. Select star means all the records from, keyword used, from where? This customer table. So this SQL statement returns all the records from a table named customers. Okay, this is a SQL statement. So this select, from, they are called keywords. Now this is a statement. So as I told you that a database most often contains one or more tables. I told you that at the initial introduction class, database may have one table, otherwise more than one table, two table, three table, maybe only one table. So it is not compulsory. Okay, as per your wish, once you have created a table under a database. Now that is called a database. Maybe more than one table you have. So a database contains one or more tables. Each table is identified by a name. So here, what is our table name? Our table name is customers. Okay. From that customer table, select all. Star means all. Okay. So each table is identified a name, that is called table name. Here customers is our table name, and it contained records in the form of rows. Okay. So here one customers table here included here, that is I want to access that customers. From that customer table I want to get all the records. I need to, syntax is this. Syntax means how to write the code. This is select keyword, we need to use star compulsory. We need to use keyword from which table name. We need to refer the table name here. Okay. So about table, the table name customer, from the customer how many records are? 5 records are there. Okay. For every customer name, this is one record. Individual information. Okay. How many columns are here? 7 columns. 5 records are there, 7. Why? Customer ID is a record. Record means customer ID is a column. Customer name 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 columns are there. I told you that columns are also called as fields. Okay. So how many? 7 columns and 5 records. Now the data stored in the form of columns and rows are called a database, and the database created in a database management system. I told you that MySQL, SQL Server, okay, Oracle, Sybase, so many RDBMS, relational database management systems I have. In the starting I told you that. Okay. SQL keywords are not case sensitive. That is very important. It's not case sensitive. If you write select and select, capital letter, small letter, you can write in the place of here select, you can use small letters also. It is not case sensitive. So SQL keywords are not case sensitive. Okay. So that semicolon after the statement, is it compulsory? Let us try to understand. Semicolon, some database systems require semicolon at the end of each SQL statement. Some database systems means how many database systems I have. Example, I have given MS Access, MySQL, SQL Server, Oracle, Sybase, SYBASE, Postgres, POSTGRES. These are all relational database management systems, RDBMS. So every SQL statement, end of SQL statement, semicolon is compulsory. Means some database systems require semicolon at the end of each SQL statement. But so semicolon is the way to separate each SQL statement in database systems. So to separate every SQL statement, if we keep end of SQL statement semicolon, so it is easy to understand. Okay, statements are separated, okay, with the semicolon. Okay, next, some of the most important SQL commands we will try to understand. That select, means that select will be used to extract data from a database. To get the extract means to get the data from a database. Updates data in a database. Updates data. So select, as we have discussed